Happy Halloween. Yes, welcome into Mornings on Main Street. It is October 31st, and that means it is Halloween. And if you're not trick-or-treating tonight because you trick-or-treated over the weekend, what are you doing with your life? I will die on this hill. You trick-or-treat on Halloween.
Yes, or both.
Or both. Hey, if you're greedy like us.
Wow, look at how many people are out.
Yes, apparently no trick-or-treaters on Broadway this morning. It is
too early for the crew.
It is not the time. They spent a lot of time on Broadway this weekend, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
But boy, there's no traffic. Is it a federal holiday now? Is Halloween a holiday? You just don't have to work anymore?
I guess not, man. No one's unloading anything. No scooter people.
No, this is a very slow day on Broadway.
Cop right there. Wow, savage.
Yeah, just a few folks walking around and a couple of cars here and there, but little cloudy, not exactly the best day, but the perfect day for Halloween. Let's be honest.
That's true. Very true. You need a little overcast.
You need it to be overcast. It's Halloween.
You gotta.
I mean, otherwise, it just isn't as spooky.
Exactly. There you go. I love that word, man. Spooky. Just can't get enough of it.
It's a fantastic word. Welcome in. Hope you guys have had a wonderful weekend. I know Justin and I did, as I am once again wearing the orange and white checkered shirt.
Yes.
Justin, you wore a little Vols today too.
Yes, sir. I sure did. Should we show them? Oh yeah.
Mr.
Vols, baby. Oh wow.
There were no orange dogs on Blue's Clues, but if there were,
it's mail time.
That's exactly right. Oh man, I have to listen to that way too often here. We like Blue's Clues in this household. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's a Blue's Clues place.
We're a Blue's Clues house. It's okay.
Bow, bow, bow.
Exactly.
Is that
the
the
dog? Oh man, it is Halloween. So I'll tell you what, before we get to the weather and traffic today, Justin, our friend Stephanie Miller up at This Week in Clarksville, she caught up with some folks who, well, let's just say, have some friends in the spooky business.
Love it.
So let's take a look at that clip, because it is, well, fantastic.
On Elkmont Drive in Clarksville, there is a family that pays a special visit to the neighborhood in October.
When somebody new moves into the neighborhood, they'll always ask on the neighborhood webpage, they'll always say, hey, first year here October, what does Halloween look like? And everyone will always say, just wait until the Boneses arrive.
But if you don't know they're moving in, well, it may have you hitting reverse to take a second look.
Started as an elf on the shelf we called it a skeleton in our closet. And it was Mr. Bones, and he was in our family first. And I would mess with my kids by just taking him and moving him around the house. One day he'd be playing the piano. The next day he'd be sitting in the bathtub. The next day he'd be doing something. And then my older kids, they got in on it and they started moving him around.
10 years of storyboards and displays. Now the family has 100 tombs, 45 skeletons, 35 animal skeletons, and 2 mausoleums.
Because we've never repeated a scene. So we come up with 36 to 40 original scenes. It's a crew of 7 adults and 6 kids who make all of this happen.
Sarah's father was always a huge help in the Bones family setup. She says he passed away last year, but shares a running joke that she made part of the Bones family display this year.
He joked over all of this process that if he ever died, just put it in the graveyard, add him to the Boneses. So we made the decision that he got his own character. So he has his own character who comes and joins the Bones family, and he got his own tombstone. So we gave him his own tombstone, and it even has an inside family joke written on it. So that is what that one is. That is the only serious tombstone in this graveyard.
But wait for what's in store for kiddos on Halloween.
So the Boneses have decided that the best way to finish off their family reunion is to have a carnival and to invite all of their family and friends to this carnival.
Sarah Garcia and her family anticipate 1,000 or more people to visit the Bones family before they depart. Welcome back. There is one weekend left for this haunted car wash.
How was the car wash?
It was awesome.
On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give it?
10.
It was awesome.
Was it awesome?
Yeah.
Scary?
Very. They're gonna have nightmares.
How scary was it?
Let's go!
Did you love it?
We loved it.
Bikers who care are ready to give you a scare at the Screaming Eagle on Warfield this Halloween weekend. Bikers who care rock some pretty gnarly costumes, but all in good fun to raise money for local causes.
Well, we support children's charities such as Camp Rainbow and Dream Factory, stuff like that. It's all about the kids. It's $25 and you get the extreme wash. And so not only do you get scared, but you also get a clean car out of the deal.
I did get quite the fright. My husband got a kick out of it. But again, it was an awesome haunted car wash. So thank you to Bikers Who Care for hosting this car wash this Halloween season.
Now you can't, it doesn't get better than that, does it?
Whoa. Okay.
The
so first of all,
Boneses, man.
yeah. Okay, so that's funny. I mean, it's good, right? I mean, that's solid, super original. Too scary. I would not be okay with my parents moving around a skeleton.
I mean, just think about that. An elf is one thing,
Yeah,
but you're talking about basically like a whole ghost.
taking advantage of the fact that I believe in Santa.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean,
Gullible.
an elf. At least I think an elf is alive. Like I don't want the skeleton to be alive. I want the elf to be alive. I
I'd be
don't want the skeleton to be alive.
Right, I'd be pumped if the elf was alive. Complete opposite of the spectrum. If the skeleton was out and about, wouldn't love that.
Exactly. Well, I'm glad that I think I'm glad that they moved it from scaring their little children to changing up the scenes for their neighborhood, which that's a super cool thing. I mean, like that's something that I've seen some houses, whatever,
Right.
decorated for Halloween, but that's another level. So well done.
Yeah, that seems like it takes a while to set up.
Yeah, well, that's what she said. 7 adults and a bunch of kids who get involved in changing the scenes.
And now they got a real body. I'm out.
I like the inside jokes. Like, hey, good enough.
Yeah. And she laughed at it like it was an outside joke. But
she did, didn't she?
like
Straight
how
up.
she was
Just,
like
we just all knew what was happening there.
I like how she
And
was
we
like,
did not.
we gave him a tombstone. It's like, oh well, that's good.
I mean, most folks get one of those.
Very nice of you.
Oh man, well, tonight is going to be a fantastic night because it is going to be overcast, and it's going to be a little chilly, but that's okay because it's Halloween. So you're going to have, those plastic masks. They get a little warm, so when it's chilly, it's better.
There you go.
Tell us what today's weather is going to look like.
Today's spooky weather is brought to you by Roy Meat Service. Roy Meat Service is proud to serve delicious local meat to the Nashville community. Since 2008, they've warmly welcomed their favorite neighbors into their butcher shop and restaurant. Roy Meat Service specializes in many cuts of steak, distributing everything from filet and ribeye to sirloin and T-bone. They're very confident that they'll be able to match you with the perfect slice of meat and anything else they have in their stores. Nothing beats locally sourced meat, and you can always count on them to give you the best product. And it's local, guys, so go ahead and get them. You can visit them online at roymeatservice.com, see the photo gallery of everything I just talked about. Give them a call at 615-227-2583, or go visit them in person, face-to-face, while you're trick-or-treating, 605 South 19th Street in Nashville. Today's weather is high of 67, low 55. That is a lonely cloud there.
It is. It's just by its little lonesome.
Just a little cloud. So it's just cloudy. 10% chance of rain, which is great for you trick-or-treaters out there. Go out there and trick or treat. Have you ever tricked before?
I've never tricked, no.
Okay. Well, tonight might be the night. 81% humidity. That kind of sucks, but that's okay. That's okay. It's cold enough to where it doesn't really feel like it's humid, so that's awesome. 1 out of 10 UV index, and that's your weather for today, and it's scary.
That's right. It is, in fact. Why don't we take a look at your right now traffic? Traffic is brought to you by our friends at 50 Forward, a Nashville area nonprofit serving older adults. They are a proud partner with the All of Us research program from the National Institutes of Health. Learn how you can help change the future of health by visiting the website joinallofus.org/50forward. As we take a look around Nashville traffic right now, I don't see any triangles, which means we don't have any accidents to report. That's fantastic. We also have very little traffic to report. There's no delays at 40 and 440. There's no delays at 65 and 24. There's no delays on the downtown loop. It is as literally as green as it could possibly be today. I mean, it must be a holiday. Maybe I just didn't know about it.
Yeah, are we supposed to be at work right now?
I'm very concerned if we're just, here and we aren't supposed to be.
Look at all that green, man. That's crazy.
I've never seen it like this. Like this is Christmas Day green.
I know.
This is like nobody's out at all. What in the world is going on? My goodness. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Kidding.
So if you're out and about, enjoy it. Doesn't happen often.
No, it doesn't.
So there you go.
Never.
Well, this is perfect timing for us to take a quick break because we have today's top 3 stories. They're coming your way here in just a few moments as we get you set for the week ahead here in Middle Tennessee. So please stick around. We'll be right back with our top 3 stories today on Mornings on Main Street Media Television.
The high school football season is here, and nobody handles Friday nights better than Main Street Media. Here's Zach Womble with details.
That's the name of the game here at Main Street Media and Main Street Preps. Is, we've been doing this for a long time now, and I think you hit on it. We've got an army of reporters across all of Middle Tennessee. I think there's about 130 schools in the Middle Tennessee area, and we try to cover all of them. We cover about 11, 12 counties at this point. And those Friday night shows, it's we're gonna show that off. We're gonna showcase the talent that we have on the field with reporters across several mid-state games on the weekly basis. So, whether you're in Williamson County, whether you're in Giles County or Murray County or Montgomery or Robertson or anywhere in between, we're going to have you covered from 6 to 11.
Friday Night Live is presented by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, where fans don't let fans drive drunk.
This is Eric Berner with Rockcastle Wealth Advisors. I help people in the pursuit of making their money live as long as they do. People hire me because I use a customized, individualized, and personal approach for the person I'm working with. Everyone's situation is different. If you've lost a spouse or a parent and want to make sure your inheritance is utilized and does not just disappear, I can help with that. Call me at 615-235-1058 or email Eric at rockcastlewealth.com.
Buddy Allen, it's a tradition. Come on into our store. Buddy Allen, it's a heritage for 40 years and more. What makes a house kind of special? Close friends walking in the door. Flowers blooming in the springtime and little children playing on a Buddy Allen floor.
This is attorney Bart Durham, and this is me. I'm Aaliyah. Keeping in good physical condition is really important to me. But when I had a wreck with a tractor-trailer truck that hurt my legs so bad I couldn't work for almost a year, I knew I needed a lawyer that understood tractor-trailer cases. So I called Bart. Bart gets millions of dollars for his clients every year.
At Bart Durham Injury Law, we've handled hundreds of tractor-trailer cases.
My dad and I want to help. Give us a call at 615-242-9000.
Oh, welcome back into Mornings on Main Street. How about that Tennessee flag flying near Acme this morning, in between Acme and Nashville Underground? As you take a look at 2nd Avenue, got some folks walking around this morning, checking out the sights, as you can see. And man, what a cloudy day, but a beautiful day in downtown Nashville because it is not raining, period. So that's always good.
Exactly. Yeah, keep the rain away. That is a nice flag.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I was, you were there on Friday when I was very nervous about Saturday's football game, which I clearly should not have been. So there's
right.
that.
No, I agree. I mean, who would have thought that the Vols would just come out swinging, bro? Like, I've never seen anything like that before, to be honest.
44-6, was not on my radar.
Yeah.
But I'm perfectly fine with getting 44-6. Trust me. Not mad about it at all.
Right. Same.
No. Well, why don't we take a look at today's top 3 stories, as Halloween is well underway. And look here. Halloween spirit has descended upon the halls of the Ascension St. Thomas Hospital in Midtown NICU, where nurses Kim Meek, Olivia Horn, and Julie Williams have handcrafted fun-sized costumes for NICU babies. It's a yearly tradition, and these costumes are creative ways for nurses to encourage each baby's loved ones during the stress of a NICU stay. Halloween 2022 brings a pint-sized UPS driver, a mini Queen of England, a tiny astronaut, a precious Willy Wonka, and much, much more. As you can see there on your screen, we've got a bowl of Fruit Loops and a Nerf. I think that's a Nerf bullet.
Yeah.
Right? That's not even a gun. That's a bullet, which is perfect.
Right.
And some parents even dress to match their little ones. We have 54 photos on mainstreet-nashville.com. Go check them out. It's worth it. You will just sit there and be amazed at the cuteness overload that is there. But yeah, so mainstreet-nashville.com, plenty of photos there, and you can, it's the first thing you see when you go to the homepage. So check that out for sure.
It'll grab your attention probably.
Oh, it absolutely will. It's freaking adorable. Oh man. On to more serious news, unfortunately. A $2.1 billion proposal for a new stadium for the Tennessee Titans is now facing pushback from Metro Council members who say the deal will place too high of a burden on taxpayers and that the council should have been included in negotiations instead of being pressured to approve the deal on a tight timeline. Last week, Mayor John Cooper's Nashville office and the team unveiled a $2.1 billion plan for a new domed 60,000-seat stadium for the Titans, funded with a combination of private, state, and local dollars. The administration then filed 3 stadium-related resolutions for council approval: a non-binding term sheet outlining some stadium costs, a resolution activating a 1% hotel occupancy tax increase, and a resolution governing the development of 40 acres surrounding the proposed site. Metro Finance Director Kelly Flannery, who presented the proposal on behalf of the administration this week, pointed out that the term sheet represents a meaningful step to ensure the Titans of Metro's commitment before they outlay millions of planning costs. There's a reality and a timeline that we are trying to achieve, and that is 26-27. And to do that, you've got to get going. We're chasing construction costs as well, Flannery said. I think it's a lift to ask someone to come out of pocket while we spend the next 6 months. If you're a no, be a no. In response, Councilmember Courtney Johnston called the administration's approach to the proposal alarming. Right now, from my perspective, this is, are we going to do this or not? We don't know that answer, Johnston said. I think we're putting the cart before the horse, having any type of legislation outside approving a term sheet and that we have not discussed really until today. Committee Chairman Bob Mendez said the council is not interested in indicating approval for a non-binding term sheet if the administration intends to push members toward final approval of the $2.1 billion deal based on their votes to continue discussion. I'm going to push back kind of aggressively on that, Mendez said. We're accustomed to getting hustled in round 1, getting told it's not binding, it doesn't matter, you've got plenty of time to decide on the final documents, and then when we get to the second round, someone will play the video saying, hey, you committed. The thing says not binding. Well, not binding, super duper not binding, to facilitate ongoing discussions only, he added. Any notion that a vote for us means anything more than continue the discussion at your own peril would be unfair to us. Now, while some details have been revealed, significant questions about Metro's financial obligations with or without moving forward with a new stadium are unknown. A report justifying Metro's obligations for renovation and maintenance costs for the existing stadium has not yet been completed. Further, costs to Metro for stadium maintenance throughout the life of the lease are also unknown. $2.1 billion builds the stadium, and the team has promised to pay maintenance overages, but Metro will be on the hook for maintenance costs. Costs for building parking spaces Metro will be required to build are not included in the documents. Now, council members would not cast a final vote on the non-binding term sheet until December at the earliest. 11 meetings are scheduled to consider their proposal between now and then. Councilmember Emily Benedict wrote in a statement Friday that she will be asking colleagues to reject Cooper's term sheet proposal. We shouldn't be asked to approve hundreds of millions of tax dollars when we don't have all of the information. Instead of respecting the will of the body, the administration has steamrolled us into making a decision right now, Benedict wrote. This is simply a bad decision right now. We don't have a full picture of the costs that we are obligated to pay in our current contract. The mayor's office and the team have sold the deal as something that will get taxpayers off the hook for long-term costs. But at least 60% of the funds will come from the state and local tax revenue. We need to get back to the drawing board and involve the council this time. I've heard it loudly, not only from my constituents, but across the city. The Titans Stadium deal is more costly to taxpayers than they should bear. There are too many unknowns and the price tag is too hefty. The East Bank Stadium Committee will meet again on November 2nd at 4:30 p.m.
Wow. I guess it was kind of going too fast and too great, right?
Well, we knew that Metro Council wasn't going to be happy. We also knew that they were worried, they thought the renovation cost jumped too significantly for it to make sense. And I understand that concern because, when the initial estimate was provided of $300 million to renovate Nissan Stadium, well, I mean, that just made sense. And it would still make sense if that were the case.
Right.
Unfortunately, once they got into Nissan Stadium and realized that it was not, in fact, built on a a base of steel, but rather concrete,
Mhm.
that the cost significantly increased because you would basically have to rebuild it from the ground up using steel.
Right. So it'd just be like a spitting image of what they have now.
Well, I mean, they would basically be removing concrete,
Right.
replacing it with steel.
Might as well build another one.
And so, yeah, what's there? Well, I mean, it was going to cost 1.3 billion
Yeah.
to renovate.
Huh.
And Metro taxpayers were going to be on the hook for all of that.
Yeah, and not even get a product that they want. You know what sounds exhausting though? The
What's that?
11 meetings.
No doubt, 11 meetings, and we're starting on Wednesday.
Oh, no way.
By the way, we've got 11 times between now and our next meeting in December when we're going to convene to talk about this.
I'm not preparing for 10 of those.
I would like to know, do Metro council members like have jobs?
Right. Just meetings, man. Oh gosh, I'm not a big fan of like long meetings, so.
Cause like, I don't know, like you ever watch shows like Blue Bloods or Chicago PD or whatever, and they go into the alderman's office.
No.
And
no,
like,
with you,
so like they'll go into an office of like a city councilman who's like, city councilman for Ward 5 or whatever.
Yeah.
And like, he just has an office and that's like his job.
Yeah.
Like, that can't be right. Can it?
No, I know. I always go off of, you've seen The Campaign with Will Ferrell and Zach Galifianakis.
Oh yes. I've only seen it once, but like,
it's amazing.
It's for like when it first came out, I saw it.
It's amazing, but he just plays fantasy hockey all day.
Well,
in office, which I assume that's what everyone does.
I don't understand. Like, I mean, how do you have time for 11 meetings if you have a job?
Right, and you can only imagine what other meetings they got.
Yeah, no, it's not. These are not the only meetings. Like, I mean, there are probably 12 others.
This will probably be the funnest one they get to go to. About a stadium.
Yeah, none of them are happy about this stadium, and I understand, being concerned, and I also get like, look, it's a lot of money, but the fact is that you can either pay 1.3 billion to have what you have, or you can pay 1.3 billion to get something new.
Exactly.
And with the new comes a lot of different things, including a completely revamped east bank of the river.
Yeah.
So,
and building costs. Well, I know that Mayor did a face palm whenever he read that council said, "Back to the drawing board. This time involve the council."
Yeah, I'll give them that. That doesn't seem. I mean, it certainly seems like they should have been involved at least to some degree.
Right, it's very wishful thinking. Just to be like, no, we're good. Don't even worry about it. We took.
Hey, I got this.
Just sign here.
Yeah. Found all these documents.
Yeah, initial here.
Well, doesn't get any better for local government as we move on to our third and final story of the day. A newly adopted preamble to the Sumner County Commission Standing Rules and Procedures that references Judeo-Christian values has drawn criticism from a national nonprofit group that advocates for the separation of church and state. Commissioners voted during the October 17th Sumner County Commission meeting to adopt several amendments to the governing body's rules and procedures, including the addition of a preamble that reads, quote, "We, the Sumner County Board of Commissioners, as the legislative branch of Sumner County, recognize that all powers are reserved by the citizens of this county in order to perfect the operation of our county government, to ensure that it is just, orderly, efficient, cost-effective, and most importantly, reflective of the Judeo-Christian values inherent in our nation's founding, and as well as responsive and transparent to the people of Sumner County. Our goal in serving the citizens of Sumner County is to exceed the requirements established in Tennessee state law and do hereby adopt these standing rules and procedures." So, in an email to Commission Chairman Merrill Hyde dated October 19th, Samantha Lawrence of the Freedom from Religion Foundation asserts county officials are in violation of the United States Constitution's Establishment Clause. We write to request that the board immediately rescind this preamble and remove the reference to Judeo-Christian values, writes Lawrence. The board may not use its legislative power to promote, favor, and force a select set of religious values on Sumner County citizens. Lawrence says the group was contacted by a local resident who was concerned about the preamble's adoption, despite interim county law director Ben Allen advising against it. Allen was asked to give his opinion on the preamble's language by District 21 Commissioner Jerry Becker during the October 17th meeting. Quote, establishment under the Establishment Clause is not just creating, it's also endorsing or adopting, said Allen, and I just believe that this would be a violation of the First Amendment and the Establishment Clause. Becker said he couldn't support anything that is in violation of the Constitution and made a motion to remove the reference to Judeo-Christian values. Several commissioners, many of whom were elected for the first time in August, were endorsed by the conservative group Sumner County Constitutional Republicans, said they supported the language and didn't believe it violated the Constitution. Commissioner Baker Ring, a Gallatin High School teacher who has taught history and government for the last 35 years, said he's conflicted on the matter. I believe the First Amendment has been misinterpreted by courts over the years, he said. I would love to see somebody go to court and get it right, but I don't know that we want to spend $1 million to do that for this county. Legislative Committee Chairman Jeremy Mansfield said the preamble was submitted to commissioners by a citizen. There's nothing wrong with adding this in if the citizens want it, because Sumner County is a constitutionally minded, conservative Republican county, and we are a bastion of hope for other counties and other cities and other states where people are fleeing from destructive liberal policies that are anti-Christ, pagan, hedonistic. Gosh, I couldn't read it. And I'm okay with saying stuff like this because we're a refuge, he said. Becker's motion to strike the Judeo-Christian language failed 17-6-1. The main motion passed 20-4 with Ring, Becker, Sullivan, and Dylan Lamberth of Cottontown voting against it. It's unclear whether or not the nonprofit group plans to file a lawsuit against the county. Allen said earlier this week the letter was only sent to commissioners. So there you go.
A lot of hubbub.
The Sumner County Commission has certainly been in the news way too much recently. I mean, from the appointing of a commissioner in a tied race to this and so much more.
Any publicity, right? I'm just kidding. Not when
well, you know, the only time that all publicity is good publicity is not true is when it's government.
Right, exactly. I agree. Or your comment.
I mean, let's just be honest. So there you go. That's the news from around Middle Tennessee. We'll have more tomorrow, and I hope you will stick around and join us. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, last week was tough. I had some internet issues and whatnot, and we didn't get a chance to show you what's going on at Amber Falls down here in Murray County and at the tasting room at Opry Mills. So we're going to do that next. Devin's Table is coming right up with Devin O'Day, who you saw before this show and you will see after this show. So now you're going to see her during this show. Lots of Devin O'Day today here on this Monday, but we'll be right back on this spooky edition of Mornings on Main Street.
When you're thinking about golf, consider Riverside Golf Links. Under new ownership, the course has improved dramatically. It's now 27 holes, complemented by a 9-hole executive course. Book a tee time now at 615-847-5074 and get ready to enjoy the beauty of golf in the Old Hickory area at Riverside Golf Links. Hey, this is George Plaster, and I'm excited to announce that the second annual Plaster and Friends Celebrity Bowling Night is going to happen Monday, November the 28th at the Hermitage Strike and Spare. The 3 charities that will benefit are Last Minute Toy Store, Martha O'Brien Center, and Stars. And our intention is to get them that money so it can do the most amount of good at Christmas time. Now, here's where I need your help. I need you to sign up to play in the most fun charity event you've ever been involved in. Imagine 64 foursomes with 64 sports personalities in the area. As a single player, it's $200. If you get a foursome, it's $800. And what I want you to do is reach out to me via email, plastergeorge@gmail.com, and we'll get you signed up and get you ready and raring to go. Again, that's plastergeorge@gmail.com for a night you will never forget.
For Dustin Timmons and Joey Donnelly, they welcome every opportunity to serve and satisfy their clients. Whether you are looking to build your dream home or renovate your current home, their team will ensure that every client and remodel is unique, luxurious, completed on time, and within budget. Contact them today to set an appointment for a free consultation or to view some of their completed projects by logging on to DonnellyTimmons.com.
At Sumner Funeral and Cremation, our mission is to serve families as our own, celebrate the life of their loved one, and help begin the healing process.
My whole family, including my wife and my mom and siblings, were very happy with the treatment that we received. I would highly recommend Sumner Funeral and Cremation.
We offer funeral, burial, cremations, and pre-planning services.
Sumner Funeral and Cremation. Traditional, affordable, dignified. SumnerFuneral.com.
I'm Bart Durham.
I was sworn in as a lawyer in 1963, and I've been working as a lawyer since then.
We're a firm that does exclusively personal injury, a lot of tractor-trailer crashes. Insurance companies will open up their checkbooks when you force them to.
We have systems that work.
We get the most money for our clients in the shortest amount of time.
I'm Blair Durham. My dad and I want to help. Give us a call at 615-242-9000.
Amber Falls, Amber Falls.
And we haven't even drunk anything yet.
I know. I'm grooving to Amber Falls. Did you know the people from Amber Falls Winery are from Louisiana?
Well, no wonder.
I know. They just decided that, I always say one of the things that I always am a big proponent of is grabbing your passion. Just get on with life and make sure no matter what you're doing, what age you are, do something that you're passionate about. They left Louisiana in their retirement years and started a winery in Hampshire, Tennessee. I didn't have any idea how well wines and grapes grew in the state of Tennessee.
Yes, we are hitting the map these days. There are a lot of places people only think of California, maybe Washington State, but Tennessee is holding their own these days.
Tennessee wines are incredible. And if you want to go to Hampshire, Tennessee, you can actually stay there. They've got an Airbnb that you can stay right there in the winery. Because people go out to California for a winery tour. Well, guess what? You can stay right here in Tennessee and do a winery tour as well. We're going to do a winery tour now because we were talking about Cajun recipes and my favorite Cajun cookbooks, your favorite Cajun cookbooks. We've got a Cajun wine from Hampshire, Tennessee, from Amber Falls Winery.
A Cajun-inspired wine, which is great. This is going to be a little bit on the sweeter side. So when you have some of that spicy food, that Cajun and Creole is known for, right? This kind of balances out a little bit of that heat because the wine is a little bit sweeter. So it's good pairing to go along with that.
Or if you have people like my mama who tried wine and she didn't really like it very much, so she put a little sweet and low in it.
Oh, no, this is not that kind of wine.
I know. You don't need any sweet and low in this. It's awesome. If you like a sweeter wine, my mama said always serve it over ice cubes and put a little sweet and low in it, and it's just perfect.
Yes. Well, a sweet red wine served over ice this time of year, slightly chilled or served with a little bit of ice, is not a bad thing because we still are going to have some warm days that pop up all the way through December in Tennessee, and so you need something that is a little bit more refreshing. Chilling the wine, normally red wine is served at room temperature. 62 to 65 degrees is the perfect ambient temperature to serve red wine. But if you want a little cooler, just put it in the fridge for 15 minutes before you're going to serve it. Take the temperature down, and it's very refreshing that way.
I'm so glad that you brought that up because we had this idea that we don't drink wine because we don't know all the rules. There's so many rules. First of all, here's the only rule. Do you like it? Do you like it a certain way? Then that's how you drink it. You gave me another rule too about cooking with wine. Never cook with a wine
that you wouldn't want to drink. Why would you put bad wine in a great recipe? Also, if you're cooking with the same wine that's going in the recipe, it will build that flavor profile in the food as well.
One of the things that we're going to share with you on upcoming episodes is ways to use wine in your cooking and your baking. It's now nothing wrong with just pouring it in a glass and drinking it, but there's a lot more uses in your kitchen. And so we're going to take Amber Falls Winery into your kitchen and show you some cooking. But right now, we're just going to show you how to open the bottle. It will make you crazy if you find all of these openers. But let's just find just something really simple that people can get and that's not terribly expensive as far as an opener.
So you can get whatever kind of opener you would like, but for me, the standard waiter's tool is the way to open a bottle of wine. You stand less of a chance of breaking the cork. You also have a more leverage to get the cork out easier. It comes with the handy foil cutter right built into the tool, so you don't have to have a separate foil cutter or anything like that. So I love a good waiter's tool. And I really like the ones that have a second flange, a double flange. So when you put it on the wine, it can help you move the wine cork up without putting as much pressure on it. So I really like these. You can get them for $5.
I like that. I like the $5 part. Let's just show waiter's tool. How do you do it? It's got a little knife in it.
Yes. So you want to take this. This is your foil cutter. And it's a pretty sharp blade, and I think that you got to remember that it's a pretty sharp blade. I like the ones that have a little bit of serration right here. So it's got a little texture to it. It helps grab the foil. And when you go to open the wine, if you're presenting a bottle of wine at the table to someone, of course you would want to hold the label so they could see what wine you were opening for them. But if you're just opening a bottle of wine at home, that's not as important. We're not going to talk about fine waiter service. We're going to talk about I'm ready to open this wine and get going, right? Okay, so what you want to do is you want to take the foil cutter, the little mini knife, if you will, and you want to cut going around the foil. You see how I'm cutting going around the foil here?
Yeah, and around the little lip of the
around
bottle.
the lip.
Not at the top where the cork is, but...
You know, some people try to do it right here, but truly, this is the way to do it. Sign of a professional is you don't have to take the whole thing off. Hopefully you've cut well enough, and then you just take your knife right in there, and looky there, and you're just able to take this off.
Okay, so you got the foil off.
You got the foil off, and you got a nice clean
that's good.
lip. And the reason that they started putting foil, or sometimes you see wax dipped on the top, it was to protect the cork. So nothing would get into the bottle. It was used as an additional sealant. That's why you see that foil over the top.
And can we talk a little bit too why people store their wine like horizontally as opposed to vertically?
So corks have to stay wet or they will dry out. And when they dry out, like anything else, and when it gets drier, it gets smaller, air can get into the wine and oxidize the wine. So you want to make sure that the cork is staying in contact. And so you'll see people that store completely level like this. You'll see some people that disgorge it down a little bit even more. But that's why you want to do that.
Is that key help it not crumble?
Dry out.
Dry
Correct.
Out, yeah. Okay.
And they're all different kinds of corks. There are modern corks that are a resin-based cork and not really a tree cork anymore. You also find Stelvin enclosures. Have you ever seen that before?
I don't even know what that is.
It's a screw cap. It sounds really nice to say Stelvin enclosure, though, right?
You know, I'm very familiar with.
So
and
there you
box
go.
For the tap. I'm
You know,
with that
all those
too.
things work as well. But so we're going to go for the cork now. So remember to close the knife. Rookie rule. If you forget to close the knife, you think, I'll just leave it open. Invariably, your hand will slip and then you'll have a cut. You don't want to do that. So close that up, and then you're going to open the actual corkscrew part of the waiter's tool. Your waiter's tool. Just go for the middle of the bottle of wine here and put the corkscrew in like that and get it started. And then after you do that, you screw it up. See, this is rocket science, isn't it?
But you know, I have watched many a cork go bad in this particular part. Don't try to go so fast.
Yeah, just put it in, and you don't have to go all the way down, because with the double flange, look, you've got a second lever right there.
That's perfect.
All right, and then you just pull up, and then when you get about halfway out, then you can go to the second one.
Oh, that's
See,
great.
that nice leverage, and you're not putting any pressure on the cork at all. And voila, there you go. And one of my favorite things is this. You can see that this bucket is marked on the CSA, but you're going to get those rose geranium. That is a very old-time flower that just that smells so beautiful. The leaves are amazing. Love them.
Rose geranium. Take a look at this. For centerpieces, Green Door Gourmet has you covered. All sorts of wonderful things. What will be the things that are in season for flowers in the fall?
Everything you're seeing right here. We still have the Lysianthus. We have Celosia, which is another old-time flower. This is more of a plume style Celosia, but we also have this guy. Maybe your granny grew this. It's called coxcomb, but it's also a type of Celosia. We've got some little Love in the Mist, some dahlias. This is a great time for dahlias. Marigolds. My granny always called this Royal Hawaiian. I'm sure that is not the proper name for it, but the eucalyptus we talked about, these are chive flowers.
Chive flowers.
So literally, you can eat the leaves or you can pick the blossoms. So it's great. This is Gomphrena, sunflowers of all different colors.
How long will we have sunflowers?
Sunflowers follow the pattern of the sun. So as the days get shorter, the sunflowers will bloom out. These are special sunflowers with all the different colors, and they really are designed for fall. So I'd say we've got maybe till the 1st of October for sunflowers. Then after that, there'll be no more.
And tell me one more time about the CSA boxes for flowers.
So it's a CSA for a bunch of flowers. You get a beautiful hand-tied bunch of flowers, one a week for however many weeks of the month, and you can sign up at greendoorgourmet.com.
This is Eric Berner with Rockcastle Wealth Advisors. I help people in the pursuit of making their money live as long as they do. People hire me because I use a customized, individualized, and personal approach for the person I'm working with. Everyone's situation is different. If you've lost a spouse or a parent and want to make sure your inheritance is utilized and does not just disappear, I can help with that. Call me at 615-235-1058 or email eric@rockcastlewealth.com.
So, I got a DUI. Mom, Dad.
Why didn't you just call someone for a ride?
I wasn't thinking ahead. I didn't think I was going to get caught. Yeah, my best friend Tim.
Still coming to my bachelor party next month?
This DUI cost me 10 grand, so no. Yeah, you, in the back.
Did you know I almost died when you hit me?
I didn't think this would affect so many people.
You think it was worth it?
No more questions.
Jody Jones Dentistry can handle all your dental needs, from the basics to cosmetic procedures. All of this in the nicest dental facility I have ever seen. Jody has done it right. They're located conveniently at 55 Music Square East, and for an appointment, it's simple. Dial 615-259-5100 and tell them Plaz sent you.
Hey everyone, I'm John English. This is Keith Wallace, and we would like to welcome you to John English Antique Sports and Cards in Shelbyville, Tennessee. We specialize in graded and ungraded sports and non-sports cards, vintage wax boxes, and unopened cases. We have a large selection of PSA graded cards. We also specialize in old sports collectibles, baseball, football, basketball, golf, and tennis. You can find it all at John English Antique Sports and Cards. We are happy to be associated with Nashville's greatest sports antique, George Plaster.
Hey, this is George Plaster, and I'm excited to announce that the second annual Plaster and Friends Celebrity Bowling Night is going to happen Monday, November the 28th at the Hermitage Strike and Spare. The 3 charities that will benefit are Last Minute Toy Store, Martha O'Brien Center, and Stars. And our intention is to get them that money so it can do the most amount of good at Christmas time. Now, here's where I need your help. I need you to sign up to play in the most fun charity event you've ever been involved in. Imagine 64 foursomes with 64 sports personalities in the area. As a single player, it's $200. If you get a foursome, it's $800. And what I want you to do is reach out to me via email, plastergeorge@gmail.com, and we'll get you signed up and get you ready and raring to go. Again, that's plastergeorge@gmail.com for a night you will never forget.
One more time, welcome back in on this Halloween edition of Mornings on Main Street. Chris Yao, Justin Coolett coming to you live from Middle Tennessee. And what a beautiful day it is. Even though it is overcast, it's still just perfect. Just perfect.
Yes, this is true.
Justin.
Yes.
Do you know what today is?
What's today?
It's way worse than normal.
Oh, yes.
It's National Knock Knock Joke Day.
I love it. Please lay it on me.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
No bell.
No bell who?
No bell. That's why I knocked.
That's a good one. Okay, ready? Knock, knock, knock.
Who's there?
Och.
Och, who?
Bless you.
That's so good. Oh, man. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Says.
Says who?
Says me.
Come on in. Go away.
Oh, man. What a great day. National Knock Knock Joke Day. That's phenomenal.
That is. I wish I knew more off the top of my head, but I don't. Like, I know I've come across a million in my life, but.
Oh, man. I've got a million, but it's okay. It's also National Magic Day.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know magic though, so I can't do that on the screen.
Me neither. I meant to learn it and I forgot.
It's never good when you just forget to learn a hobby.
Right. It's like COVID hits again. I might dabble in it though. Which I hope doesn't happen, of course.
I don't like to dabble. If I'm going to go, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do all in. I'm no dabbler.
Both feet in or no feet in.
That's it. Well, let's take one last look at our weather for the day. What do you say?
Let's do it. Today's weather, just like every single day, is brought to you by Roy Meat Service. Roy Meat Service is proud to serve delicious local meat to the Nashville community. They've been doing it since 2008. They've warmly welcomed their favorite neighbors into their butcher shops and restaurant. Roy Meat Service specializes in many cuts of steak, from filet, ribeye, sirloin, T-bone, any kind of steak you can think of. They also do esfranendos, quesadillas, which are me and Chris's favorite. Got to check out Roy's. You can visit them online at roymeatservice.com. Give them a call at 615-227-2583. Or go visit them in person at 605 South 19th Street in Nashville. The weather today, all day, is going to be cloudy. That one cloud is just going to linger.
Just one. All over the entire mid-state, there's just one cloud because they're all connected.
Right. And the high is going to be 67, lows 55, 10% chance of rain, which is good for all the trick-or-treaters, 81% humidity, which is whatever, it's kind of cold, so it'll kind of offset. And your UV index is cooling at a nice 1 out of 10. And that is your weather, brought to you by Roy Meat Service.
There you go. All right, let's take one last look at traffic.
Let's do it now.
Traffic is brought to you by 54, the Nashville area nonprofit serving older adults. They're a proud partner with the All of Us research program from the National Institutes of Health. Learn how you can help change the future of health by visiting our website, joinallofus.org/50 spell out 50. Still no accidents to report, no delays to report. It is clean, clear to Flagtown.
Wow.
Do you know what that reference is from?
No, I don't. What is it?
Convoy.
Yeah, Convoy.
Ask your dad.
Exactly.
Oh man, it's a trucker movie from the 70s, but there was a song about it, and so in the song and in the movie, he says they're clean clear to Flagtown. So
he says it in like a melodic tone though.
Not really. It's more of a talking song. It's more of a
a speech.
Exactly. I don't really know. Like, there's not really a whole lot that you can say about it, but yeah, it's a novelty song. C.W. McCall, he's the character.
Okay.
And so basically it's about, it's a CB conversation that he's having with a bunch of different, yeah. And so like, they don't, they basically were protesting the 55-mile-an-hour speed limit. And so Rubber Duck is the main character. And you've got guys like Pigpen and Sodbuster, and
of course can't go anywhere without them.
Jimmy, who is hauling hogs, by the way.
Ooh.
I'm just trying to sing this song in my head now, and it's interesting. But no, it's a great movie. You should definitely check it out. It's really funny.
Clean and clear to Flagtown.
It's clean clear to Flagtown throughout all of Middle Tennessee right now.
How about it? How about it?
How about that?
You gonna do a dad tax tonight on your daughter's candy?
We don't go trick or treating, unfortunately. Not that I don't want to. We just, I don't know. It's just not a thing that we just do. So
really, did you do it as a kid?
Did I? Yeah, I trick or treated. We just don't, because we don't really live in a neighborhood, and I don't want to go steal some other neighborhood's candy.
Yeah, right. I feel you. They don't go here.
Yeah, I mean, like I would just feel weird about that. So
no, I feel that. That's a lot of integrity there.
Exactly. I'm trying to be nice to the other children.
This year.
Next year though, we'll have two, and I've got this idea I want to do when my girls get old enough to kind of walk by themselves, both of them.
Mm-hmm.
I want to dress them up in All-American Baseball League, All-American Girls Baseball League uniforms, and then I'm going to be Jimmy.
Yes.
The Tom Hanks character.
That's perfect.
It'd be hilarious.
You should do that now.
Well, eventually it's going to be good. So I can't wait. But yeah, that's the plan, is to chill out at home tonight. Man, still yawning.
Take a nap beforehand.
Maybe. But that's going to do it for today's episode of Mornings on Main Street. Don't forget, Devin O'Day, Main Street Today, coming up right after this. We've got 2:00. You'll have me and Justin and Mo Patton on Main Street Sports Today. George Plaster at 4:00, live and in person from 4 to 6. So don't forget, it's going to be a great day. Thanks to Stephanie Miller of This Week in Clarksville for heading out to check out the Boneses and letting us share that. If you want to see the entirety of This Week in Clarksville, you can always watch it. It's live on Wednesdays. You should check that out as well on the Main Street Media TV app, whether it be Main Street Media TV on your iPhone or Apple product or Fire Stick, Roku, etc. Please download the app. We'd love to have you. All of our shows are also on demand, so you can check that out as well. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. That's going to do it for Justin Kulik. I'm Chris. Y'all have a great day.
See y'all.